Hello and welcome back to Vox Terra. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell. Now this video I want to talk about the threats to hang Mike Pence, but this video is really speaking to conservative Christians. It's a wake-up call, I hope. But you need to know what I'm trying to wake you up to. And I'm not trying to wake you up from being a conservative Christian. So that's the difference with this video and where a lot of other people, on the so-called left are coming from. I'm coming from a place where I want to bring people together for the long-term survival of our species. I'm also coming from a place where, when I was younger, I really wanted to be a conservative evangelical. And I went through a lot of the steps of it. So I really, actually like conservative Christians. And Mike Pence seems like a likable guy to me. But here's what happened. Okay, I read an article, and I think it was Rolling Stone, and this is one of those underreported things, right? And that's one of the big thesis of my show is the media is a business interest, regardless if it's a so-called conservative media, so-called liberal media. It's a business interest, and they tend to cover for those interests. So Mike Pence, I read, got his start, and it was a Rolling Stone article, got his start by, he got some Koch brother funding, okay? The Koch brothers, if you're into the environmental movement, which you're probably not if you're into the conservative Christian movement, you're probably missing that. And I don't want you to miss that. But if you're into the environmental movement, you'll know the Koch brothers as people who are funding a lot of climate denial. They got a lot of money in fossil fuel petrochemicals, I believe. That's where their fortune came from. And they funded a lot of climate change denial and maybe other kinds of industry denial as well. Okay, to say, hey, this isn't going to hurt you any. Let us just keep making this stuff and polluting the earth, that kind of idea. So they gave Pence some backup, and my understanding is in return for that backup, Mike Pence got other Republicans. He rounded up the other Republicans to take this thing. I think it was called the no climate tax pledge. We're not going to make a climate change tax, and blah blah blah. And they're going to justify it with some conservative sounding language. Okay, but look, if you think, and you're a sincere conservative Christian, okay? I've met different types. I got a friend of mine. He's a great guy. He's a minister. He's in training to be a Lutheran minister. And then I met another guy. I'd say he's what I call a right-winger with a Christian veneer. But this guy's a Christian. He's a conservative Christian. It's different. It's not quite the same person. So when I talked to that Lutheran minister in training, and we were talking about climate change, and he said to me, well, let me give you the conservative point of view. And I said to him, you know what? Climate denial, that's not conservative, brother. That's called the fossil fuel industry working its way into the conservative movement. Well, he stopped and he looked at me, right? So now I want you to think about a passage from the Bible. Think about that time when Jesus was in the desert and the devil came to him and offered Jesus all the wealth and power in this world if they work together, okay? And Jesus turned it down, right? So to have that wealth and power in this world, Jesus would have had to have worked with the devil. But he didn't. He turned it down, and then he got crucified. Okay, he didn't have real wealth and power in this world. So by making that no climate pledge, that no climate tax pledge, by working, with the Koch brothers, I'm sure they're, if you met them in real life, they're probably very personable people. But they want to believe in what they're doing. They want to believe in making money the way they're making it. And you can't have it both ways. You can't really follow God and have wealth and power in this world that I know of. Look, another example. Remember when the rich man came to Jesus? This is in the Gospels too. And see, the problem is, some people actually open the Bible, they read it, they grapple with it, and some people don't. And they're just getting what's spoon-fed to them. Well, another passage in the Bible, if you really read it, and is where the rich man came to Jesus and said, Jesus, I followed all the fasts, I did all the right things, am I going to heaven? I'm paraphrasing it here, but you'll know the passage if you really read the Bible. And Jesus said, you got to give all your money to the poor. And the rich man walked away dejected, right? Jesus said you can't store your treasure on earth. You got to store it in heaven. So my point here isn't that if you're a conservative Christian, you got to go to the liberal side. That's not my point. My point is that you don't have an easy way in this world. You know, you've been kind of locked up with these what I call the reckless elements of the business community who have been taking advantage of the conservative movement, you know, deregulating, just allowing the oil and gas drilling and all that stuff. And that's not Christian. You know it, I know it, right? I'm not saying the liberals have got the Christian, you know, they're holding that Bible either, right? The Bible overlaps the left and the right. If you read it honestly and sincerely, it overlaps the left and the right. It's neither of those. It's the Bible. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Please click that notification bell. Please like, please comment. And until next time, peace be with you.